If I could shoot you with a camera, I wouldn't need you, wouldn't need to. Instead, lining you up in the lens, your pores big as manholes, your brain is a crater, who knows you? A secret wrapped in a banality, boy with funny ears, mouth like a demon, eyes burning through grapefruit, logic and metal, tearing your way through a billboard, smile as big as the Ritz, brow smooth as velveteen, smooth as an emerald, square-cut glasses reflecting eyes, deflecting eyes, inspecting eyes, infecting eyes, burning your way through a billboard at dawn. What goes on? Johnny the slave boy ran a white-powered grocery store in Queens. Every morning the Aztec symbol slid off his wall. Every morning the footsteps of slave guards echoed in the dim forest of spinal landscapes as the slave diatema rose with the white dawn. Pressed shimmering in oil-slick alleys and the steam rising off the concrete in coils, where the elevated plunged into the blue flight deck of the ocean liner, all hands aboard screaming inside flesh, cascading from the skull of black oil flame on a sea of dawn. White explosion near the battered playground, cyclone fence, bunch of colored kids playing basketball. Flight of pigeons and encephalitis, streets of dawn alleys encrusted in jewels, running the grocery store with a sick father, former Lithuanian Nazi refugee with sinus problems, former SS commander in Buchenwald making a daisy chain, and silver dawns rising on abandoned gas chambers, roses growing from the pavements of the grocery store, and the flesh tubes of lice embedded in the pavements. And the slave boy says, I saw the flesh of Nubians, I saw the crash of the train against the reef. I raped the languid maidens of planet dawn, I helped at the invasion, I helped sell the insect flesh on white slave mats. In purple dawn, I gutted the city where they slept. I saw the skulls spitting and the craters opening. I spoke the language of your enemy until there is no light, till there is no flesh. I opened his throat with a corkscrew. I flooded him with quicksilver. I sold his remains to the junkyard in white-black dawn. La pensée sauvage. Codify your recent thrill. Codify recent experimental films. The unborn dead watch you through tubes. I had a Russian folk tale to tell, but I'm tired. Babysitter for my brother's kids. Shitty diapers for days. Got a phone call from this French new novelist I used to date in New York, but my line was busy. The phone's been talking to itself lately. Got beat up under the L about 10 years ago. Picked up Mr. Goodbar coming out of Camille. He wanted $6 for me to look at his hemorrhoids. I told him I had more sophisticated ways of grossing myself out. I mean, his human body was borrowed protoplasm anyway. Consciousness of an amphibian. I figured they take over normal people like Richard Nixon as a child. Who wants to look into their assholes? It's bad enough watching them on television. It's what they call situation comedy. Then they get in the papers about how they're really actors, like the Fonz. I could see Antonin Artaud start a fire into his ass. Falconetti. Shit, she wouldn't be seen in the same city with the Fonz. Trouble is they all think, I gotta get there, I gotta get there, I gotta get there. They wouldn't know they were there if they were there. And they are there, but they think it's a movie set. And it is, but they're not in a movie. Reality is just spliced them out. All them faces out there on our cutting room floor, they just think it's a ceiling. Maybe someday I'll just walk up to this guy and give him this poem, fold it up into some kind of origami animal or something, and maybe I won't. I mean, I think maybe he'll never see this poem or he'll never hear it, but it's to him anyway. I was screaming for you. I was screaming for you. Across the street from the bookstore. Your skinny body like chalk, like soft cheese, jaundiced eyes, you never shave, and it's your lips that make me. Your teeth like the teeth of a white rat. Out of books I'll never read so I can look inside your mouth for your jewel saliva so you can fuck me in my dreams. So your penis will taste like Wittgenstein inside me, so when I shove half a lonely fist up my own ass pretending it's your finger, I have the idea of Freud's beard, tickling sperm from your small intellectual testicles, and Immanuel Kant's mouth slobbers down my prick. Descartes' tongue slides up my ass. I wonder what your armpits smell like, what your feet smell like. If your breath smells of cigarettes like mine, if you bleed a lot when you cut yourself, if you bleed inside me, prick discharging lumps of blood, butter, olive oil, and streams, so I look into his face and it's a blank. Blank index card, blank signature. New Year's Eve in a bar. Flashy smiles and money. Six-sucker queen, can't get enough angel dust. Can't fly with no angels. Six-sucker queen with your hair all pressed into your face, a wet bra soaked with acid sweat under your silk shirt. Look like Son of Sam, look like Death Bra, look like no sucker milk train gonna stop on your face no more. Guess what, sucker, there ain't no tomorrow, no new year, no old year, 'cause it's the same day, same time, same sucker station. Flying a leather baby, all tall, scarred up, fish hooks in your tits. Who you fooling? Fist fuck medallion on your arm, fist fuck chains in your fish hooks. Who you fooling? Looking mean New Year's Eve, New Year's Day when you rolled over on your leather belly and you were lucky to get a worm, some blind insurance salesman's worm slithering up your leather pancreas. Hard Valley cowboy, GQ mustache, white undershirt, looking for your brother, looking for your Hard Valley brother, looking for your mother. Ride home, ride home, ride home to the valley. Did some crystal with a diamond nigger. Did some white powder with a diamond nigger. You don't care if I say nigger, why should you? Hard Valley white boy, don't stick your glass tongue in my mouth. Don't slip your glass prick up my ass, 'cause I can see right through you. Midnight dance, everybody dance. Micromance. $25 million. $25 million to watch black-hooded Jews haggling over rusted androids. Like Leni Riefenstahl before the war. Leni Riefenstahl before the war. Portraying Jesse Owens leaping into Albert Speer's, leaping into Hitler's beer. Look at the nigga, sure can jump. Luke Skywalker sure can pump. Robots like little German girls garlanded with Superman. Laser images of Eva Braun, and death is the voice of reason in the stars. Dinosaurs set now, set now, set now, set now. To defeat the dynasty of death, they couldn't avoid it. Baby, they've blown up my home planet. Nothing but a nova where my mama used to be. Nothing but a nova where my papa used to be. Nothing but a nova where my family was. Who cares? It's Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. And you and your skateboards can wear my t-shirt. Go out and buy the soundtrack. You might get your brain back when we're through fucking it over. Outer space slaves use Vaseline. Outer space slaves buy cold cream. Outer space slaves drink Coca-Cola through laser straws from Joan Crawford's sofa. Outer space slaves shop at Alpha Beta. They eat my bread and say, see you later. Gotta get into my nuclear Corvette. And when the engine's are running, I know I'm pumping plutonium all over you. I loved him. I loved him. I loved him. I splattered rock salt in all his plants. I loved him. I loved him. I loved him. Demon lover who wouldn't die, yet eyes of radium, eyes of obsidian. His slave boy face, ex-ophthalmic eyes, nervous mouth and a pack of lies, pack of lies. Wound me where I'm tender, wound me where I'm tough. When you can beat all day and you can beat all night, and I still couldn't get enough. Demon lover, burnt your photograph and you can piss on my jewelry, tear out my phone, and I'll just lay back and laugh. I loved him. I loved him. I loved him. And he was dead inside. When he was inside me, I felt too free, much too free, until he died outside as well. She gazes down on all the cars passing. The car wrecks, the plane crashes, bodies in flames. Her serene gaze indicates a came complexion. A wreath of seasonal jonquils embroids her forbidden hair. In her hands a rosary, fashioned from drops of blood from her crucified unborn progeny. Eternal Lady of Freeways sees the headlights of the future, hears the tape decks of madness, the car phones ringing, emergency repair service. And her gaze is like the empty vinyl inside the cars moving on the freeway, crowned with stars with little lights, giving the number of carpools and freeway conditions. Our Lady sings and dances in Keith Circuit vaudeville halls, while her astral body protects the tarmac, where busy commuters try to end it all, and each little suicide brings a smile. She had two cars. One drove itself to work and worked all day. One went to the beach to play. One got caught in traffic. One enjoyed the noise. One typed letters for bosses in plexiglass caverns. One swam naked in the sea. One answered phones for Mr. Not Stupid. One made love and made drawings of its engine. One suffered brain damage. The other was a genius. One had a seizure on the harbor freeway. One had an orgasm in a nice garage. Her first car made money to pay for its medicine. Her second got lubricated for free, but they lived in the same garage. Like two eyes, they came down with the same disease and died. This is a poem for Emily Dickinson. I've never seen the ocean. I've never seen the sea. It's much too big to see it in its entirety. I've only seen a fragment from a moving car, and then an oil spill blackened all the beach, so I could not go in. Dead fish washed up for days, and some seagulls got it too. So thank your stars, dear Emily, you didn't get it too. And this is one for Tammy Wynette. I'm leaving you for Disneyland. It's goofy, but it's true. I'd rather mess with Donald Duck than play your games with you. Darling, I've played Tinkerbell to your Peter Pan too long. You're dizzy, don't be sleazy, and that kind of love's all wrong. So I'm packing up my Musketeer Club badge and that set of funny ears and setting off for Disneyland to try and stop my tears. I'm leaving you for Disneyland. It's goofy, but it's true. I won't get half the Mickey Mouse I had to take from you. Ego dolls and normal clones. Beep, beep, beep. The ego dolls only talk of their triumph over the normal clones who gave them life. The clones nourish the ego dolls in secret, with slaps and reprimands and praise. Ego dolls turn doll eyes on them with bitterness, only to find clones licking their hands, kissing their feet, and worshiping their private parts. Cloned from normal clones, their porcelain egos fracture easily when applauded by their mother grafts. Ego dolls break down, needing chemicals from normal clones. Chant of the ego dolls. We will build a new machine to propagate our own, free ourselves of the chains of botany, cryogenics, and sperm implants, and from our own seed repopulate the world with ego dolls and slave fucks, and only give the clones our cast-off bayonets and squirting gum, our rayon fibers, so they can clone our clothing and our lurex veils that we will wear as we impregnate our slave fucks. Retort of the normal clones. Have you no gratitude, scrapings of our finest epidermis that you are? Have you no conception of our misery? Chained to our hologram receivers, watching you stare and blurt your ego to the sun, while we are held by our clone gravity to tendrils of magnetic vines, cotton meshes of aurora borealis. Are you just corporate products of our bodies about to begin the ancient round again of vegetable flesh conjoining and syrupy tired rhythms of fetid love juice, ego dolls with no emotion but hatred? But the dolls will have their way, spurting venom into their slave fucks. Their bodies melt and leave the awful scent of ozone as sparks fly from their doomed synthetic skins, and vegetables again drip into minerals, the tired game again. Ego dolls, obey your normal clones. It's we who give you life. Cling to death with slave fucks and you're doomed, just as surely as the normal moon that we erase to give your daily access to the sun long before you ego dolls begin. As slowly crawling growth seeds in the test tubes of our labs pulled from our skins, that was the way the cosmos did begin. Forget the darkness, fight with all your might. You know the clones are right. No slave fucks on planet Earth. The time is wrong now for a second birth. Obey your clones, and we alone will help you achieve ego unsurpassed, like sunlight on the grass. Our fleshly tubes will guide you through the dark night of the soul. The planet's growing old. Don't spoil things now. This is dedicated to Susan Sontag, who influenced me a lot. It's called The Catacombs in Palermo. Who's this skull, silk flowers, and a daisy chain? Little girl corpse, harlequin hat. We'll never know if there's a hell beyond this one, but there's another world inside this one. Parchment flesh, zenith radio, A-B-A-B-A-B-A-B-A-B-A-B-A-B-A-B-A-B-A-B-A. There's a judge. Tell me there's a God. Tell me there's my mother, all wrapped in a shroud with her teeth falling out. Tell me that's my mother, skull picked clean, hat still on her head rotten away. Tell me that's me. Tell me that's my lover. There's a priest still telling us over an old zenith radio that dead ain't shit, man. Dead ain't shit to them that ever lived. Oh, priest full of shit. Priest full of incense. Tell me that's my mother. Tell me that's my mother. Standing there with her skin peeled off as some slick New York Jew photographer. Tell me that's me. Tell me that's me. My stinking flesh is a work of art. You can put it on your coffee table and watch it rot. I stood outside in the rain, listening for the Angelus. Day of Forever, 1977. Listening for Prime, Day of Forever. Listening for Terce, Day of Forever. Sext, tolling of the bells, gnomes, wet sidewalk, flexed mica, rainbows and oil slicks. Waited for vespers, sun gone down, Hollywood sign like a bandage. Compline, I waited. Lauds, I waited. Lord, I thought I'd never see your face again, and you don't notice when I do. Or you say hello like you're scared, or you're bored, or you're telling a joke, and I see your fingers, white man. I see your fingers, neurotic eyes, your hair. I see your hair, and you don't even notice when I do. And your fair skin, like I want to melt you down for a clean pair of driving gloves. I want to wait for vespers with your sperm inside of me. I want your eggs rotting inside of me. I don't want to wash you off. Just want to feel your prick all day. Just want to eat your mouth all day. Just want to taste your sweat all day. Just want to talk real free to you all day. Prime, terse, sext, nones, vespers, compline, lauds. Lord, I thought I'd never feel your face again. Face again. Face again. Face again. Baby, baby, sweet lawyer, let me borrow your degree. Let me powder your nipples. You get me out for free. Sweet lawyer, sweet daddy, well, let me give you a hand. 'Cause my daddy's in prison and my mama is dead. Oh, little Lord, so pretty, I let you piss on me. And you can even use handcuffs in lieu of a fee. Say you don't like black girls, like the little black boy. Got a brother in Chino, let him play with your toys. Baby, baby, sweet lawyer, let me borrow your degree. Let me make you feel guilty, then take it out on me. Hey doctor, hey doctor, how long do I have to live? Hey doctor, hey doctor, help me get it over with. Got no hair, got no concentration, can't make love 'cause they're afraid to die. Hey doctor, hey doctor, call my daddy in LA. Hey doctor, hey doctor, tell my daddy I'm fading away. Got no voice left, tits are gone, barely breathe to sing this song. Half my liver, half my lungs, how much more before you're done? Hey doctor, hey doctor, don't like chemotherapy. And this body lying here, hey doctor, this ain't me. I was not invited to your party. I was not invited to your third degree. I was not invited to your bee swarm. I was not invited to your dump warm, where you can shit on the beds and slash all the paintings and eat your cosmetics, gee whiz. I wasn't invited. Well, I'll just stay home, maybe jerk off, pick up flesh doll in revolving bar. I'll melt all my wax fruit down to the plastic pits and send the mess to you in a first aid kit. Not invited, not invited. When I think how good I am and how rotten you are, it makes me wanna puke on your Aubusson rug and steal all your shoes and drive nails through your skull and rip your uterus out through your nostrils. Not invited. My cousin's funeral. His mama cried all day. His daddy didn't know what to do. So he thanked us all for coming. He shook my hand and shook his head. My mama got sick. Tried to take her to the hospital. She wouldn't go. She had to mourn. My God, my father said. I don't think Jimmy ever even got laid. So young. So young and embalmed. Nicest kid in my family. Car swerved to avoid a dog in the rain on the way home from the bowling alley. Jimmy didn't take no drugs. Jimmy didn't drink no beer. Jimmy never badmouthed anybody. He just smiled. He was a real friendly kid. Nicest kid in my family. The engine went through the back of the car. He was pinned when he was dying. 19 minutes. 19 minutes. 19 minutes he knew he was going to die. Blood pouring from his nose. Blood pouring from his eyes. Chest crush. No anesthetic but his God that he believed in for his mama. Scream when they call me. My mama said, "Are you alone? Something bad has happened. Don't be alone. Don't be alone there in the city. Don't cry. Don't cry. Something bad happened, Jimmy." Oh, Mama. He's not dead. So now his mama sits at home. His daddy's a mailman, still does his route. But she don't believe in God no more, neither does he, but he don't say nothing. Why would God take our child? Why would God take our Jimmy, some sick God out there? Let the pushers live, let the whores live, let the killers live a ripe old age. And my Jimmy, he was just 18. He never did nothing wrong, just smiled and helped his mother, loved his daddy. He never said nothing mean. Nicest kid in my family. He was just 18. He had a beautiful soul. Wasn't no God to take him. Why did our baby have to die? I'm going to end this side of the tape with a poem by a poet named Robert Desnos, who was a surrealist poet who died in a concentration camp a couple days before the liberation by the Allies. And it's called Verses on the Butcher. If you like, lovely lady, I'll make your bed in the bloody decor of my shop. My knives will be the magic mirrors where the day dawn shines and grows pale. I'll make your bed deep and warm in the open belly of a heifer, and while you're having your beauty sleep, I'll watch over it